Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Manachari Yamuna Tira Manachari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Gauranita 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 Jaya Gauranita Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Jai Shri Shri Radha Madhava Jai Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Jai Shri Prabhupada ki Jai Samaveta Bhaktivinoda ki Jai. So Hare Krishna and the devotees, today we are reading from chapter number 10 of the Bhagavad Gita and verse number 8. Let me share my screen. Okay, BG 10:8. Can someone please tell me if you are able to see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Please repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Aham sarvasya prabhavo
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
matta sarvam pravartate
Matta sarvam pravartate.
iti matva bhajante mam
Iti matva bhajante mam.
buddha bhava samanvita.
Buddha bhava samanvita.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
matta sarvam pravartate
Matta sarvam pravartate.
iti matva bhajante mam
Iti matva bhajante mam.
buddha bhava samanvitaah.
Buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
matta sarvam pravartate
Matta sarvam pravartate.
iti matva bhajante mam
iti matva bhajante mam.
Buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Buddha bhava samanditaha.
Anyone chant?
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo.
Matas sarvam pravartate.
Matta sarvam pravartate.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Aham Sharva. I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Aham sarvasya prabhavo
Aham
sarvasya
sarvasya prabhavo.
prabhavo.
Mata sarvam pravartate
Matta
Matta
sarvam
sarvam
pravartate.
pravartate.
iti matva bhajante mam.
Iti
Iti
matva
matva
bhajante
bhajante mam.
mam.
Buddha bhava samanvitaha.
Buddha
Buddha
bhava
bhava
samanvitaha.
samandita. Aham Sharvyasya prabhavo.
Aham sarvasya
sarvasya prabhavo.
prabhavo.
Matta sarvam pravartate.
Matta
Matta sarvam
sarvam
pravartate.
pravartate.
Iti matva bhajante mam.
Iti
Iti
matva
matva
bhajante
bhajante
mam.
mam.
Buddha bhava samandita.
Buddha
Buddha
bhava
bhava samanvita.
samanvitaha. Okay, let's do word for word. Aham,
Aham
Aham.
I.
I.
Sarvasya,
Sarvasya
Sarvasya.
of all.
of
Of
all.
all.
Prabhavaha,
Prabhavaha,
Prabhavaha.
the source of generation.
the
The
source
source
of
of
generation.
generation.
Mattaha,
Matvaha.
Taha,
from me.
From me.
Sarvam,
Sarvam.
sarvam,
everything.
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 Pravartate,
Pravartate.
Pravartate,
emanates.
Emanates.
Iti,
Iti.
iti,
does.
thus,
Thus.
Matva,
Matva.
matva,
knowing.
Knowing.
Bhajante,
bhajante,
Bhajante.
become devoted.
Become
become devoted.
devoted.
Mam,
Mam.
Mam,
unto me.
Unto
unto me.
me.
Buddhaha,
Buddhaha.
Buddhaha,
the learned.
The
the
learned.
learner.
Bhava samanvitaha,
Bhava
Bhava
samanvitaha,
Samanvitaha.
with great attention.
With
with
great
great
attention.
attention.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts. A learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya, and who knows how to apply these teachings, can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything in both the material and spiritual worlds. And because he knows this perfectly, he becomes firmly fixed in the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. He can never be deviated by any amount of nonsensical commentaries or by fools. All Vedic literature agrees that Krishna is the source of Brahma, Shiva, and all other demigods. In the Atharva Veda, Gopala Tapani Upanishad 124, it is said, Yo Brahmanam vidadhati purvam, yo vai vedamscha kapayati sma Krishna. It was Krishna who in the beginning instructed Brahma in Vedic knowledge and who disseminated Vedic knowledge in the past. Then again the Narayana Upanishad 1 says, Atha Purusho Havai Narayano Kamayata Prajasrijayeti. Then the Supreme Personality Narayana desired to create living entities. The Upanishad continues, Narayanad Brahma Jayate, Narayanad Prajapati Prajayate, Narayanad Indro Jayate, Narayanad Ashtau Vasavo Jayante, Narayanad Ekadasha Rudra Jayante, Narayanad Dvadashadityaha. From Narayana, Brahma is born, and from Narayana, the patriarchs are also born. From Narayana, Indra is born. From Narayana, the 8 Vasus are born. From Narayana, the 11 Rudras are born. From Narayana, the 12 Adityas are born. This Narayana is an expansion of Krishna. It is said in the same Vedas, Brahmanyo Devaki Putraha. The son of Devaki, Krishna, is the Supreme Personality. Narayana Upanishad 4. Then it is said, Eko vai Narayana asin na Brahma neshano napo nagni somav neme dhyav a prativi na nakshatrani na suryaha. In the beginning of the creation, there was only the Supreme Personality Narayana. There was no Brahma, no Shiva, no water, no fire, no moon, no heaven and earth, no stars in the sky, no sun. Maha Upanishad 1.2. In the Maha Upanishad, it is also said that Lord Shiva was born from the forehead of the Supreme Lord. Thus the Vedas say that it is the Supreme Lord, the creator of Brahma and Shiva, who is to be worshipped. Mama jnanatimirandhasya jnananjanashalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langhayate girim yatkripatamaham bande shri gurum dinatharinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanyam Ishwaram Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So this is one of the important verses of the Bhagavad Gita. There are a set of 4 verses which Srila Prabhupada calls as the essential verses of the Bhagavad Gita. The 4 essential verses of the Bhagavad Gita. They also are addressed or called by the name Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. Now, this Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita starts with verse number 8 of chapter number 10. So I'll tell you some tricks now. Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita starts at 108. Okay, so 108 it's an auspicious number for us. 108. So that's where it starts. 108. And these 4 verses, Krishna first talks about himself. Aham, I. And then after describing himself, what he says is, one who knows me like this. Okay, so I am, so great. But this is a fact. Krishna is great. So he is, out of causeless mercy, he's explaining who he is, because there is so much confusion about who is God. So Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, comes all the way from the spiritual world. And he is telling in the open assembly in the open field of Kurukshetra where millions of people assembled. So he's talking about aham. What does the Sanskrit word aham mean?
I.
I. And once he explains about I, oh, that's nice. Now I have known Krishna. Then he says how those who know him, they relate with him, right? What kind of relationship they establish with him. So after he declares about himself, then he talks about what kind of relationship, those who know about him, they establish with him. Then he talks about how he reciprocates with those people, those who establish relationship with him, how he's going to reciprocate with them. So I, then others relate to I, then I reciprocate with them. So then, it's I, and then the devotees' relationship with me, then my relationship with devotees. So these are the 4 verses. So that's sort of a logical relationship. If you want to, another trick on how to remember the sequence of these verses, I'm giving away all my tricks. It starts with aham sarvasya prabhu. And then the next one is matta sarvam pravartate, right? Mattaha. From me everything comes. So then, of course, this mat is also from the word aham. It's a different form of aham. What is the case of matta, Sugopi?
Panchamitaha is a suffix that's added to
Yes.
the stem form of a noun to denote
Yes.
Panchami, but otherwise it usually has another form for Panchami.
Yes, but aham is an interesting form, right? Aham avam vayam. Then what's the next one? Mam, right? Yeah. So mam, and then it goes to matta. So then next verse also starts with mat. Matchitta. Right? So it's also actually aham. When it's compounded, it becomes mat. Matchittaha. So then so you have aham in the first verse, and that same aham continues in the next one. Matchittaha. Those who put their mind in me. Right? So Matchitta Madgata Prana is the next verse. We'll not discuss the translation and purports, but I'm giving a trick on how you remember this Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. So it starts with Matchitta Madgata Prana, Bodhayanta Parasparam Kate. So how are the devotees engaged in relationship with Krishna? Then the next one is about them. About them. So Tesham. So then that's what is the root of Tesham?
Tat.
Tvam, right? It is them. Aham and Asmad and Yushmat, actually. Yeah, it should be. Then the roots are Asmad and
Yushmakam is for Tvam, but Tesham is for Saha.
Oh, okay. Yes. Tesham is for Saha. And Aham is for Asmad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so now Tesham is about them. So therefore, in the next 2 verses, it's about how Krishna is going to reciprocate with them. So he says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam prita. Then I give intelligence. Then how he's going to do it. Tesham evanukam partham, out of causeless mercy upon them. So these verse number 10 and 11 is Krishna's reciprocation towards the devotees. So first Krishna declares about himself, then how devotees engage in his service, and then how he reciprocates. So that's the 4 essential verses. So aham, then aham sarvasya prabhava, matta sarvam pravartate, then you take that mat like matchitta in the next verse, and then you go to Tesham, about the how Krishna reciprocates with devotees. So this is just a little bit of mechanical tricks so that you can remember as we get old. It's not so easy. If you memorize in childhood, then it's easy. So now getting into the verse, Aham Sarvasya Prabhavaha. Prabhavaha means source. So he is saying, I am the source of everything and everything emanates from me. So let's talk about these two, the first two paragraphs. A learned scholar who has studied the Vedas perfectly and has information from authorities like Lord Chaitanya and who knows how to apply these teachings can understand that Krishna is the origin of everything. Can anyone make a guess why Srila Prabhupada is saying from authorities like Lord Chaitanya?
Because Lord Chaitanya is the only one who said Krishna is the supreme, and others said Lord Narayana is the supreme or some other demigod.
Yes, excellent point. Because we belong to Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. It's only in our Sampradaya who believes Krishna is the origin and not Narayana. Other Sampradayas, they believe that who is the origin? Other
Narayana.
Vaishnava Sampradayas, Narayana. And those who are not Vaishnavas, they think Brahman is the origin, the impersonal Brahman. So this is very important. And it is also bewildering which one, at least I went through a lot of, mental exercise and bit of trauma to figure out, to accept who is the origin, whether is it Narayana or is it Krishna. So then they say, okay, based on the Vedas, of course, when I say Vedas, I believe about 7% of the Vedas is available according to Jiva Goswami from Tattva Sandarbha. From 500 years ago, Jiva Goswami said only about 7% of the Vedic literature is available. So if you are arguing based on that, now of course, even in the Vedas, the prominent sections of the Upanishads, and even amongst the Upanishad, people only talk about 10 Upanishads, which they call as Mukhya Upanishads, on which Shankaracharya has written commentaries, on which Ramanujacharya has written commentaries. But there are many other Upanishads also. But where to get the copies of them? So therefore, the people only rely on those 10 Upanishads. If those 10 Upanishads are not saying something, then it's very difficult for them to accept. So, but here we see Gopala Tapani Upanishad quoted, cited. And even some other Vaishnava Sampradayas may not accept this Upanishad because their Acharyas haven't commented on, they did not make commentaries on them. And we have this verse, Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam Sada Pashyanti Surayah Devachakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipranyavo Jagravam Sassamindate Vishnoryat Paramam Padam. This is from Rig Veda. Vishnoryat Paramam Padam, the Paramam Padam Supreme Abode. The Vishnu's abode is the Supreme Abode. Therefore, we accept Lord Vishnu as the Supreme. So I had a discussion with Srila G.R. Swami. If anyone is following the news, there's a very tall statue of Srila Ramanujacharya was inaugurated just a couple of days ago by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. And it's a statue of equality. Ramanujacharya let people from all sections worship the Lord without this caste consciousness. So they believe Narayana is supreme. So I am from South India, therefore I communicated with him. These ISKCON people are saying Krishna is the supreme. What do you think? So I accept Vedas. But by that time I have given half of my heart to Krishna. So I wanted to kind of, see what he thinks. So, but they don't accept Krishna as the supreme. Anyway, I won't go into all the debate I had with him. But it all boiled down to, so I quoted from Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, but he said when it comes to contention between scriptures, we accept what's in the Vedas. So therefore, I put Vedas over Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. That was his argument, which I respected, and I intensely prayed to Krishna to please guide me. So for me, then it ultimately boiled down to these verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna is standing on the battlefield of Kurukshetra and is declaring that everything emanates from me. Everything includes everything, right? Sarva. Sarva means everything. Sarvasya. And then he said in 7:7, Mattaha parataram na anyat. Here he's saying everything is coming from me. Then you may think, oh, is it you plus someone else? And, but then in 7:7, he already said, Mattaha parataram na anyat. There is nothing superior to me. There's nothing beyond me, and everything is coming from me. Krishna is saying. And later Arjuna says, Ahustvam rishya sarve devarshir nardastata asito devalo vyasa swayam chaiva bravishime param brahma parandhama pavitram paramam bhavan purusham shashvatam divyam adidevam ajam vibhum. Arjuna is declaring, Sarvam etadrutam manya. Whatever you say, I accept, Krishna. Krishna spoke, Arjuna accepted. Asita, Devala, Vyasa, Narada, everybody accepted. And Vyasadeva is speaking in Srimad Bhagavatam. Vedas are given by Vyasadeva. 15:15 of the Bhagavad Gita is saying, Vedaischa sarvairahameva vedya. So when Vyasa is saying, when Krishna is saying, when Narada is saying, when Arjuna is saying, why should I not accept? And particularly when the Vedas in full capacity are not available. So therefore, and all the sampradayas, they accept Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, I have no reason to not accept Bhagavad Gita and not accept Srila Prabhupada. And I was mentally going through a lot of disturbance to figure this out. And I had some personal intense experiences as well, which were sort of miracles. So therefore, I accepted this. But it was difficult to have this, on this jnana platform to figure out. So a little bit of mercy and dhyana, contemplation, Krishna, mystic intervention, all these things are necessary. Therefore, only from the Gaudiya Sampradaya, this particular verse can be understood in proper way with full realizations is only possible through Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now there's one thing in this purport. Now what's the point? Prabhupada here in the whole, these things is saying Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. But where is Krishna? He's not saying Krishna is the source. If you look at the citations, first he said, Yo Brahmanam Vidadati Purvam Yo Vai Vedanscha Gapayati Sma Krishna. This is good. That person who has taught Lord Brahma, who gave Vedas to Brahma?
Krishna.
What's the citation? Do you have any proof? Of course, one is in front of us here.
Hridayadi Kavye or
Yes, Malti Priyamati. Hridaya Adi Kavye. Adi Kavi is Brahma. And unto Lord Brahma, from his Hridaya, Tene Hridaya, Ya Adi Kavaye. That person, Yaha, who has Tene imparted Adi Kavaye unto Brahma, what did he impart? Tene Brahma. He imparted Brahma. Short. Brahma with short A. He imparted to Adi Kavi. Brahma with short A is Veda. So that person who imparted Veda to Brahma is Vasudeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. He imparted. Yovai Vedanscha Gapayati. And he makes Brahma Gapayati sing the Vedas. When Brahma recite the Vedas, he gave the Vedas to Brahma, and he made Brahma to speak the Vedas further to in the disciplic succession. That person is Krishna. Now here, Prabhupada cites from Narayana Upanishad, Ata Purusho Havai Narayano Akamayata Prajasrijayati. He Akamayata, he desired to create living entities. And then what happened? Narayana Brahma Jayate. From him Brahma came, Prajapatis came, Indra came, Ashtavasus came. So all these Ekadasha Rudras and Dwadash Adityas, everybody came from him. But then the important point here is it is said in the same Vedas. This line is very important. It is said in the same Vedas, Brahmanyo Devaki Putraha. He started with Yo Brahmanam. Yes, Krishna gave it to Brahma. And then here, this particular Brahmanya Devaki Putraha. Who is this Supreme Brahman, Supreme Personality? That person is Devaki Putra. So that means whatever is spoken previously, it is Devaki Putra. It is Krishna. So this Narayana here is referring to Devaki Putra Krishna. Krishna who is son of Devaki. So then how can we, the way Acharya Baladeva commented on this verse is that these citations came from one source. So Narayana Upanishad is saying this, and the Narayana Upanishad also said this. So everything is from Narayana Upanishad. So that Upanishad in the subsequent verses is clarifying who is that Narayana. That Narayana is Krishna. Now you may say, well, how can Krishna be addressed as Narayana? Did you come across anywhere where Krishna is addressed as Narayana? You all must have seen it. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshad Adyo Narayana Puman Mohayan Maya Lokam Gudascharati Vrishnishu.
Also Narayanam Namaskritya.
Yes, but there Narayana refers to not necessarily Krishna. Srila Prabhupada takes it as when the Narayanam Namaskritya, there Srila Prabhupada says the personality Narayana. And other acharyas take it as Narayana Rishi, and Naram is taken as Nara Rishi, and Narottama is taken as Krishna. But Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam is Prabhupada takes it as Narayana, Naranarayana Rishi, like that, and Saraswati Devi Vyasadeva. So here you can see Adyo Narayana Puman is looking. Who is saying this verse?
Bhishmadev.
Yes, Bhishmadev. Bhishmadev is saying this. He is calling Krishna as you are the first original Narayana. And I believe in the 10th canto, Lord Brahma, Jagat Trayanto Dadis Samplavode Narayanasyo Dharanabhinalat Vinigrato Just Vitivan Navaimrisha Intishwaratvan Navinirkatosmi. My dear Lord, he said that when the three planetary systems are merged into the water at the time of dissolution, your plenary portion, Narayana, lies down on the water. So, of course, here, Narayana, Brahma is also recognizing Krishna as Narayana. And let's see if there is any other. Narayanastvam nahi sarvadehina atmasya disha kila loka sakshi. Narayanongam narabhujalayana tachapi satyam natavaiva maya. Other sampradayas may interpret this verse in a different way, but you can see Narayana Tvam Narayana Hi. You are Narayana. Are you not the original Narayana? Brahma is talking to this little baby Krishna, right? Of course, he's how many years old? 4 years old. Looking at Krishna. You are original Narayana. Right? And he's saying, indeed, Lord Narayana is your expansion. So for us, the pramanam is Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Yes, we accept the Vedic literature, but we accept Vedic literature with this perspective that Vedascha sarver ahameva vedyaha. When people say, quote Vedas and says, look, Krishna himself said that he has to be known from Vedas. And the essence of the Vedas is Bhagavatam, and Krishna's own words are there, Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is our pramana. So when this Narayana is connected to this Devaki Putra, what Srila Prabhupada was citing. So I hope that kind of clarifies any confusion if you had, or the confusion that I myself have created in your mind by giving some background. So next, in the Moksha Dharma section of Mahabharata, Krishna also says, Prajapatincha Rudram Chapyaham Eva Srijami Vai Tauhimam na vijanito mama maya vimohito. The patriarchs Shiva and others are created by me, though they do not know that they are created by me, because they are deluded by my illusory energy. In the Varaha Purana, it is also said, Narayana parodevas tasmad jatas chaturmukah tasmad rudro bhavad devah sajas sarvajñatam gatah. Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and from him Brahma was born, from him Shiva was born. So in this paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is continuing the citations that prove that Krishna is the origin. Now, in the Moksha Dharma, Krishna is directly speaking that I create all these people. And also they are also deluded by my illusory energy. Now this verse is very interesting. Aham eva srijami means I create, and maya vimohita means they are bewildered by me. These two things are mentioned in this section of what Krishna is speaking also. Right? So now aham srijami, I create. Same thing. Aham sarvasya prabhavah matta sarvam pravartate. Now, they are bewildered. The demigods are bewildered by Krishna. Now, previously we have seen in verse number 2, Name vidussuragana prabhavam na maharshayaham aham adirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashah. Name vidussuragana. Suraganas, they don't know me. The demigods, they do not know. They do not know that I am the source, am the origin. And also, aham adirhi devanam. Here Adi should be taken as he is the moolam. He is the source. So he is the source of all the demigods and sages. The fact they do not know means what? They are bewildered. They do not know. So now, same thing Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavatam. Can anyone tell me where in Bhagavatam Krishna says that he is the source, or Krishna doesn't say it, Vyasdeva says that Krishna is the source and the demigods are bewildered. Malti Priya Mataji, you have to answer this question.
No, bro. I know only Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. Vyasadeva says that.
You know this verse actually. You already quoted from this verse.
Oh, okay. The first verse of Bhagavatam.
Yeah. Can you trace to which part of the verse?
Can you do the starting verse, Prabhu? I forget the verse.
Janmadyasya
Janmadhyasya yata yanvaya titaras charteva abhignasvara tini brahma hridayadi kave muyanti yasurya tejo vari.
Muhyanti yat suraya. What does that mean? The demigods are suraya means they're demigod, they're bewildered. They're bewildered. Even the demigods are put into bewilderment by Krishna. And Janmadyasya yataha, from him comes Janma Adi. Their Janma means creation. Adi means creation and so forth. Creation, maintenance, sustenance, creation, sustenance, and dissolution. All these, he is the source of all these things. And even the demigods are bewildered by him. Same thing. Whatever he said in Mahabharata is there in Bhagavatam. It is there in Bhagavad Gita. Why can't we accept that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Very simple. Right? And Prabhupada is quoting from Varaha Purana. Of course, there Narayana is mentioned. Narayana Parodeva. Narayana is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but we already clarified that Narayana is an expansion of Krishna. And Krishna can also be addressed as Narayana, like Bhishma Dev is saying, Lord Brahma is saying. And then let's go to the last paragraph. Lord Krishna is the source of all generations, and he is called the most efficient cause of everything. He says, because everything is born of me, I am the original source of all. Everything is under me, no one is above me. There is no supreme controller other than Krishna. One who understands Krishna in such a way, from a bona fide spiritual master, with references from Vedic literature, engages all his energy in Krishna consciousness and becomes a truly learned man. In comparison to him, all others who do not know Krishna properly are but fools. Only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man. Where is this said that only a fool would consider Krishna to be an ordinary man?
Avajananti Mamuda.
Yes, Avajananti Mamuda. Srila Prabhupada is not making up this word, right? Avajananti Mamuda. Krishna said that fools deride me when I come in human form. A Krishna conscious person should not be bewildered by fools. He should avoid all unauthorized commentaries and interpretations on Bhagavad Gita and proceed in Krishna consciousness with determination and firmness. Now, it is very important to have this faith in Krishna, have this determination without being bewildered. And in fact, that's precisely why we need to understand the greatness of Krishna. Just in the previous verse, what did Krishna say? Etam vibhutin yogancha mamayo veti tatpataha so vikalpena yogena yujyate natra samshaya. So avikalpena. Avikalpa means there is no other opinion, there is no other confusion. Means very clearly. Yogena yujyate, we are engaged in devotion to Krishna. Who? Etam vibhutim yogancha. Those who know the opulences of Krishna, not only opulences, but the inconceivable mystic nature of Krishna. We must admit that Krishna has these inconceivable powers. Oh, how is that if Krishna is the Supreme Lord? He's there as a baby, he's there as Narayana. Then why he's doing this, he's doing that. That bewilderment can be there. But those who accept these things in Tattvataha through disciplic succession coming from in the parampara of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by taking shelter of spiritual master, and who understands the glory of Krishna. Therefore, it is also very, very important to, as you have seen in the last paragraph of the previous one, all this particular knowledge is required in order to increase one's interest in the loving devotional service of the Lord. One should not neglect to fully understand how great Krishna is. For by knowing the greatness of Krishna, one will be able to be fixed in sincere devotional service. So this being fixed in devotional service, in sincere devotional service, in determination, it comes by properly understanding these things, understanding the vibhutis of Krishna, understanding how Krishna is origin of all these things. It will simply increase our faith in Krishna consciousness. So that's all I have. Oh, one more thing, I'm sorry. Efficient cause. What does this word mean, efficient cause? You see this word efficient cause, it appeared so many times. 35 times in Prabhupada's books, efficient cause. The Bhagavad Gita it came 2 times, tonight and 1916.
Is it like Moola Karanam?
So I'm going to now teach you some philosophy, okay? $1 million. So even in this verse of 18th, Prabhupada is saying, when he's talking about the various causes, various factors of action, you must have heard, all of you, this one. How, Vivida Cheshtaha, Karanam, Krishna gives, different Adhishtanam, Tata Karta, Karanam. He gives 5 factors. And one of the factors is Krishna himself, Daivam Chatra Panchama. So in that purpose, Srila Prabhupada said, therefore one should see not only the 4 material causes, but the supreme efficient cause as well. Okay. So now here he is using 2 words, material cause and efficient cause. Okay. So material cause is something, for example, you take a table. The material cause is the wood, the tree. That's the cause of the table. And the efficient cause is the carpenter who made the table is the efficient cause. So Krishna is the source of, he is the ultimate cause, the efficient cause, who is the reason for everything. And the material nature is the material cause, the ingredient cause. And of course, in this, there's also living entity who has his own free will also, which is a cause. But these 2 things Prabhupada uses, material cause, efficient cause. In Sanskrit, it is called upadana and nimitta. There are Sanskrit terms also for this. But this is also in the philosophy of the Western world also, these 2 terms are used. So just keep in the back of your mind when these terms come up, material cause and efficient cause. So that's all I have. Thank you very much, all of you, for your attention. Any questions or comments from any devotees?
And Brahma also says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachitananda Vigraha Anadira Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam.
Yes, very nice. Thank you for that reference, Mataji. And that reference is actually also used in Chaitanya Charitamrita and in different sources to prove this very point that we're discussing. Thank you for that citation.
Prabhu, but when Devaki begets Krishna, like Krishna has a 4-arm form, so why is he coming like that to confuse? Of course, for Devaki to recognize that he's the supreme. So Devaki in her mind thinks only Narayana is supreme. So that's why he has to come like that to prove to Devaki that he's the supreme God who's come to her.
Yes,
so Devaki does not know that Krishna is the original cause.
When they performed austerities previously, so usually it is Lord Vishnu who gives these benedictions to Brahma and everybody, right? So to confirm that it is still that Vishnu who has appeared, so Krishna has to come in that 4-armed form to prove that point. That usually when they perform austerities, it's Vishnu, Brahma, Shiva who comes. That's in the material world, because they are the three Gunavataras associated. And even when Krishna said, I'm going to appear, who said that? That was Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who told Brahma that I'm going to take birth from the womb of Devaki, right? It is not the form of Krishna, it is actually Vishnu who has said that, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu. So therefore, to confirm that, that's why Krishna comes like that, as a four-armed child. But then in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada actually answers this point, this very question, that when he's showing Vishwarupa, why Devaki, why is Krishna, but Krishna is called Devaki Putra, how can he be supreme? And what we discussed is what Srila Prabhupada mentions. And also in the Vishwarupa, he shows, including Vishnu, right? He shows beginning from the, okay, I'll ask Sundar Gopinath Prabhu. Do you remember what the starting point and ending point, Sundar Gopinath Prabhu? I don't know if he's hearing or if it is Madhuri Kishwari Mataji.
I can hear Prabhu.
Do you remember last, in the 11th chapter, first half, when we discussed in the Bhakti Shastri class,
Yes.
from bottom to top, we said. Do you remember that?
From bottom to top, was that related to Vishwarup Prabhu?
Yes, what Arjuna was seeing. It was where the Uraga was mentioned and Padmasanam Brahma was mentioned. So Prabhupada says, from Ananta Shesha to Lord Brahma, everything he saw. So then on Ananta Shesha, there is Vishnu, right? Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, then from him comes Kshirodakshaya Vishnu also, and then from him comes Lord Brahma also, and in between Rudra, Shiva. So everything Arjuna was seeing. So that means Krishna was showing everything. And of course, towards the end, specifically also he shows four-armed form to Arjuna. So then the whole 11th chapter is to prove what was spoken in the 10th chapter. Whatever he says in the 10th chapter, that I am this, I am that, everything is shown in the 11th chapter, including I am the source of everything, right? So by theory, Krishna says, by practical, also Krishna says. So that's why Bhagavad Gita is so important. Just if you have Bhagavad Gita, we know that Krishna is there. Of course, Radharani, Radharani is not there. But everything, as Krishna is the Supreme Lord, can easily be proved by using Bhagavad Gita. So I hope that helps, Marati Premataji.
Yes, Radharani is there in the form of devotional service, Prabhu.
Yes, thank you.
So Prabhu, I have another question. So since you mentioned Ramanujacharya, so Ramanujacharya believes that Narayana is the original form, like, or he doesn't know that Krishna is the original form. So won't Krishna guide from within, like, you come this close, let me help you with the answer, like actually Krishna is the original, like that he doesn't help the devotees? Is it like Shiva? If you go to Shiva, he'll guide you to Krishna, they say. So when Krishna, Shiva is so merciful, why not Narayana is merciful and show us Krishna?
So again, it's not a question of whether they are withheld, the information is withheld from them or not. It is also a matter of their bhava, right? So if everybody goes to Krishna, then who will serve Krishna in his Narayana form, right? So devotees have, they have particular relationship with the Lord. So therefore, ultimately, it is there that Krishna is the origin, but it is not so important that whether we should serve Narayana or whether we should serve Krishna. Because Krishna is, Narayana is an expansion of Krishna. In that expansion also, Krishna needs devotees to serve him. So if certain devotees have certain bhava, certain mood, and they serve Krishna, there is no fault in it. So in that mood, they highlight that form. It is whether they know and not talk about it, or Krishna just doesn't let them to know about it, right? So it's not necessarily that they are any lesser or they are in ignorance. It could be also just because Krishna wanted them in that particular service.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
And Prabhupada also mentions in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, let me see, let me show that. There was once argument between two devotees, whether Rama means Balarama or Krishna. I believe 5:132. Prabhupada says this connection we may mention an incident. It goes in whatever form one knows the Lord, one speaks of him in that way. In this, there is no falsity since everything is possible in Krishna. In this connection, we may mention an incident that took place between two of our sannyasis in Hyderabad, in South India. One of them stated that Hare Rama refers to Balarama, and the other protested that Hare Rama means Lord Rama. Ultimately, the controversy came to me, which is Srila Prabhupada. And I gave the decision that if someone says that Rama in Hare Rama is Lord Ramachandra, and someone else says that Rama in Hare Rama is Sri Balarama, both are correct. Because there is no difference between Sri Balarama and Lord Rama. Here in Chaitanya Charitamrita, we find that Krishnadas Kaviraja Goswami has stated the same conclusion. Yahi yahi rupe jane sahi taha kahe sakala sambhave Krishna kichumitya nahe. If someone calls Lord Ramachandra by the vibration Hare Rama, understanding it to mean, oh Lord Ramachandra is quite right. Similarly, if one says that Hare Rama means, oh Sri Balarama is also right. Those who are aware of the Vishnu Tattva do not fight over all these details. This particular sentence is what I wanted to point it out, that, it's not exactly necessary, but because they come to us and say that they argue that no, you guys are saying it's not right, we give a response. But when it comes to relationships and service, we don't mind. You may serve Narayana or Krishna. It's not so important. That's what I wanted to say. It's not so important, because whatever their mood is, they may worship the Lord in that form. Ganapati Govinda Prabhu.
It can also, sorry Prabhu to interrupt, it can also mean Radha Ramana, which is also Krishna, so twice Krishna.
Yes, Rama is, you can say like that also, there's no harm. Ganapati Govinda Prabhu, you have anything to say?
Yeah, actually two things I want to mention. One is, I think you rightly mentioned about the bhava. There's also a verse like that in the Bhagavatam, where Lord Brahma says, Yad yad diya durgaya vibhavayanti tattadhu praniyase sadanugrahaya. That in whichever form a devotee would like to worship you, you manifest that particular form, so that out of your anugraha, so that he can worship you. So I think that is perfect. I just wanted to understand about this, that you talked about Balaram and Ram. So isn't there is a similar controversy that happened with Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, where Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said that if it refers to Lord Balaram, then there would be a problem of namabhas over there.
Why?
Sorry?
Why?
Because the way, it's a little difficult concept for me to understand also, but what the way I understood is, Hare is also referred to Radha, so that Radha cannot be used, Hare cannot be used with Lord Balaram, because Radha is never associated with Lord Balaram. So in that sense, this is a little technical. Of course, from a bhava perspective, we can still accept, but from a technical perspective, the way I understood was, we cannot associate Srimati Radharani with Lord Balaram, and therefore Hare Rama, when we say, it's not exactly Lord Balaram. So, but anyway,
then how can you associate with Lord Ram?
So Ram is, we understand Krishna only, but Balaram manifests as Lakshman. So Lord Ram is.
So if you can apply, then in that case, Hare is Sita Devi.
So yeah, so let me get that reference for you. I'm just asking you. I'm just, this is
Yeah.
like a
No,
question
it's
for you.
it's a good
I just
point.
have a point, like Hare just means, I feel like the internal potency. Sometimes they say Hara Hara Mahadeva Shambho. So where is Shambho has to do anything with Radharani
So
or Sita?
Hare is internal
So I
potency is
feel it's
Radharani only, Mataji, right? Internal. Who
Okay,
is the internal
so
potency?
there are
internal
multiple things
potency is
here.
the female consort of Krishna. Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is Radharani.
there are multiple things here. I'm sure the thing is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra has multiple meanings. Okay. And there are many meanings that are just particular to our Sampradaya. That's it. They're very esoteric meanings. When, what is the bhava when you address? So Ganapati Govinda Prabhu, when you're saying, most likely it is when you address, in that Mahamantra, when there is particular bhava, then obviously Balaram cannot come, right? Because it may be particularly just addressing both Rama and Krishna as Krishna and Hare as Radharani. When you do in that mood, when you take Hare as purely Radharani, obviously yes, right? Then Krishna and Rama must be just Krishna, because no one can enjoy Radharani other than Krishna. So, but when you take it as the internal potency, like Malti Premataji is saying, so if Hare can be extended to Sita, naturally Hare can be extended to who is Balaram's consort?
Revati.
Revati Devi, right? So we can extend it to her, obviously. So that's one thing. And the second thing is, you can also take, so therefore the Namabhasa you're bringing up becomes applicable when we purely take it as, Krishna, Hare as Radharani. But if we take it as Radharani's extension also, Tattva applied to Sita Devi, applied to Revati, that's perfect. Then Sugopi put something in there, which is the third interpretation, where it's only in our Sampradaya who take Hare as Radharani. But actually, if you take Hare as Radharani, the root word is Hara with long A at the end. So when you take, just like Radha, long A at the end, when you address, then you say Radhe. So when you say Hara as Radharani, when you address, it is Hare. But when you take Hari as the root word, so when you say Hare, then it is actually referring to Hari. So in that sense, Hari is Lord Hari, Rama is Rama, Krishna is Krishna. All of them are Vishnus. There is no Lakshmi Devi and there is no internal potency involved at all. And this is how actually other Sampradayas, they think of this Mahamantra as all of them are referring to Vishnumurti. That's it. There is no Radharani or Lakshmi Devi involved. That's one interpretation. Now, when Malti Premataji, you are saying Hara, Hara Hara Mahadev, there Hara refers to Lord Shiva. Hara with short A is Lord Shiva. Hara with long A is Radharani. And Hari is Lord Krishna, Vishnu Tattva. And the two of them, Hara with long A and Hari, for them the Sambodhana is Hare. But for Shiva, Hara, the Sambodhana is also Hara. Just like for Krishna, the Sambodhana is Krishna. For Rama, the Sambodhana is Rama. So for Hara, the Sambodhana is also Hara. So that is why when we say Haraye Nama Krishna, Haraye Namaha Krishna, Yadavaya Namaha. Some people think it is Haraya Nama Krishna. When you say Haraya, it refers to Lord Shiva. It is not Haraya, it is Haraye. Means it is unto Hari. I hope I made sense. You can probably go back to Facebook and hear again. But these are different Sanskrit words. Depending on the mood, we can address. So both Prabhupada is right and Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati can also be right in a particular context. So thank you, Ganapati Prabhu, for bringing that up. Sugopi, you have your hand up. Do you still want to add more?
I thought Hari and Rama together can mean Krishna and Balaram instead of Balaram and Radharani.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, but in that case, all of them are Vishnu Tattva, right? Hari, Krishna, and Rama. So there is no feminine aspect involved in that when you take it like what you say, which is also correct grammatically and also as in bhava also.
Prabhu, ultimately they're all one, right?
Yeah, they're all one, but different names, just like you're taking names, right?
I'm saying in Radha and Krishna are one, so it doesn't matter.
Yes, Radha and Krishna are one, and also, we have many bhajans with just the names of the Lord. So similarly, why not Hare Krishna mantra with the names of the Lord? So that's how other sampradayas take it. Okay, so we went a little over, but I think it was necessary. It's a technical verse. I swapped mine with Sundari Radhika. When I did, she was like, it's nice. This suits yours. Mine will suit a little bit bhava verses. Thank you very much, devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patidanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava ki jai.
Yeah.
Srinivasacarya Prabhu ki jai.
Sugopi's Pitaji ki jai.